It is a sight we rarely see. The tears of the most powerful man in the world, powerless to get the United States Congress to tighten gun control laws. The president was announcing what he would do by executive action without Congress when the memories of these victims, 20 first graders from Newtown, Connecticut, 6 or 7 years old, choked Mr. Obama in mid-sentence.
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day.
There have been 13 mass killings during the Obama presidency, each time Republicans voted against gun legislation. But last month, after San Bernardino, Mr. Obama decided to act on his own. Given the limits of his power, his actions today are not sweeping. The most significant simply expands background checks for gun sales online or at gun shows. Currently, about 40% of sales have no background checks at all. Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford is at the White House.
And from every family who never imagined that their loved one would be taken from our lives by a bullet from a gun.
It was an emotional appeal.
We maybe can't save everybody, but we could save some.
And a political call to action.
So the gun lobby may be holding Congress hostage right now, but they cannot hold America hostage. We do not have to accept this carnage as the price of freedom.
The president repeatedly called the executive actions common sense steps that respected the Second Amendment. And he expressed solidarity with the people who surrounded him at the White House. A father who lost a 7-year-old, the daughters of the pastor at a Charleston church, and a congresswoman nearly killed after being shot in the head.
It's our right to worship freely and safely. That right was denied to Christians in Charleston, South Carolina. And that was denied Jews in Kansas City. And that was denied Muslims in Chapel Hill and Sikhs in Oak Creek. They had rights too.
The directives focus largely on the system of background checks, including requiring all gun dealers, even those who sell firearms at gun shows and on the internet, to be licensed and conduct background checks. Improving the current system by hiring more investigators to make background checks more efficient and effective. And increasing mental health treatment and reporting to the background check system. Although the issue of stricter gun laws remains highly divisive, 92% of Americans support background checks. But the president, in the wake of the Sandy Hook shootings, failed to get legislation through Congress that would have expanded them. Today, he said he wants voters to kick ardent gun rights supporters out of office.
This is not that complicated. The reason Congress blocks laws is because they want to win elections. And if you make it hard for them to win an election, if they block those laws, they'll change course, I promise you.
Now, the president could face constitutional challenges that these actions exceed his presidential authority. But the NRA, in a statement, Scott, indicated it may hold off. It's saying that these actions don't really appear to change anything and are simply political theater.
Jan Crawford at the White House. Jan, thank you.